Well, I have a couple of news items which have appeared in the Economic Times last week. They're very interesting. The first one is Railways studying global tech for operations and services revamp. This is dated 2nd May 2025. I'll just read out the article. The evaluation likely to be completed in the financial year 26. That's 25-26. The Indian Railways is evaluating globally available technologies for an end-to-end overhaul of operations and services, officials said. The exercise is expected to be completed in this financial year, after which a call on adopting the new technologies for the national transporter will be taken, they said. Improved infrastructure is likely to be developed through a concerted push for engineering, procurement and construction, the EPC tendering. Railway systems of Russia, Germany, Switzerland, France and Spain are being booked for adapting to Indian requirements. Measures to improve mental health and functioning protocols for railway staffers are also being studied as part of the exercise. Best practices and equipment around the world are being assessed for indigenization as well as adoption. A senior official said, on condition of anonymity, adding the real-time railway monitoring and control systems in addition to working conditions of key railway personnel such as loco pilots are being studied. Focus on EPC in railways. Indian Railways has historically relied on construction projects through the conventional item rate contracts. This resulted in the designated authorities providing detailed design as well as estimates of quantities for different items of work. Payments to the contractors were made based on measurements of the work done in respect of each item. Item rate contracts are prone to excessive time and cost overruns, said a second official, adding that in May last year, the railways decided to completely switch to EPC tendering for new line gauge conversion, doubling large colonies, workshops and important bridges. The earlier approach was criticized owing to delays in design and drawing, variation in items and quantities and inadequate fund provisions. The growing requirements of the economy will necessitate faster expansion of the freight network through new capacity creation. A new standard EPC agreement has been finalized, under which project risks such as soil conditions and weather or commercial and technical risks relating to design and construction are assigned to the contractor. Let me read this last paragraph. A new standard EPC agreement has been finalized, under which project risks such as soil conditions and weather or commercial and technical risks relating to design and construction are assigned to the contractor. Now, the question here is, you're talking about indigenization. Guys from Switzerland, Germany, etc. will examine the kind of indigenization which India should have. The question is, when are you going to fill up the 2.67 lakh odd vacancies in the safety categories? And when are you going to see that the existing loco pilots about whom NFIR has represented time and again, of all such categories for that matter, you never listen to them. You want Switzerland, Germany and other countries to come and examine their conditions. What a ridiculous proposal. Something like this. On the same day, the 2nd May, there is another article. This is about the Finance Minister, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman, who was addressing a meeting. She says, domestic efficiency key to economic resilience. Finance and Corporate Affairs Minister Nirmala Sitharaman on Thursday said the most effective path for building economic resilience is to build domestic efficiencies and competitiveness. The government sees the private sector as a trusted co-partner in development, she said while addressing the officers of Ministry of Corporate Affairs after inaugurating the Corporate Bhavan in New Town here. Now this is something like the minister says improving ease of doing business is a key component of the vision to ensure India becomes a global economic powerhouse. What does that mean? That ease of doing business, ease of running your safety equipment, ease of running the railways. There is so much skill in Indian Railways and you never bother about your workforce. You don't fill up the vacancies. Now when you don't fill up the vacancies, what will be the mental health of the staff who are running the train? They are stressed out. You deliberately create stress in the minds of the employee. And then you want guys from Switzerland and Germany to come over here and study their mental health. Hats off to you. This is the issue. Now, it's high time that the rail worker pulls up his socks and strengthens the hands of NFIR in fighting these silly policies. And the voice raised by him is not going to be just the voice for himself. It is for crores of Indians who are traveling in the Indian railways. Thanks for watching.